discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, this video is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering you a free audiobook with a 30-day free trial membership. All you need to do is go to audibletrial.com/bgunlocked. The link is in the description below, and now enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Quick caveat, this game was sent to me as a review copy. So once again, thank you very much, Jamie, for sending that. I very much appreciate it.
Jamie, what a sexy person.
I mean, here's the thing. So Stonemaier Games has only ever let me down on one game, which was Tapestry. And it only let me down because it was like called Tapestry, and then underneath it was a Civilization game. If that wasn't there, my mindset would have been different going in, so that I wouldn't have had high expectations.
Oh.
Because it's not a Civ game.
Oh.
I mean,
not at all.
Not really.
It said it was a Civ game. But
yeah, and it really wasn't in any semblance. And it had so much hype around it that I was like, oh, it's going to be amazing. Anyway, we're here to talk about this game because once again, Stonemaier Games just, I think, knocks it out of the park. Mm-hmm. So we have done a discussion for Between Two Cities, which we all very much enjoyed. Yep, works fantastic as a 3-player game, and that collaboration of being able to, like, you're competing, but you're not at the same time. It's a semi-cooperative.
It's like there's no way. It's like you can't fuck one castle.
Exactly.
You just cannot.
Right.
I mean, I kind of learned that in Two Cities. I was like, you can't really favor one because you're just gonna get wrecked.
Right.
It's just,
right.
You're gonna lose.
If you really think about it, if you favor one, yeah, you're hurting yourself,
Yeah.
and because like I was really hoping because if you guys, well, not hoping, but if you guys focused everything on that, you essentially hand me the victory,
right?
Because then I'm going to get the better of the two. So Between Two Cities worked wonders. The expansion, Capitals, was pretty good too. Added just enough to add a little bit of spice. And then we just played Castles of Mad King Ludwig, which we all ranked very high as well. That kind of auctioning, bidding, where you're just weirdly trying to piece your castle together and puzzle it. What do you guys think of the amalgamation of the two?
Very... I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, I've never seen such close games before.
Right?
Yeah, it was a good time. I mean, I remember enjoying Two Cities. It definitely had some changes to it. They don't have the combined tiles anymore.
Correct.
And a little more...
It's a round shorter as well, because in Between Two Cities you have your singles, then you have a second round with the doubles, and then your third round with the singles again.
Yeah.
Right.
I think this is a really good mashup. Like, a really good mashup of the two.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I really actually have no complaints with it. My initial worry was, really, you're taking two games and you're going to put them together. That's just going to... Why? I mean, and it really works. It's radically different from the other two. Well, not radically, but it grabs the best of both of those and puts them together to where you get a feeling for both of the games.
Right. I mean, they're both a tile placement style game.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's just they just took the bones of another and put it like I can't say bones in a frame. The meat of one and put it on the bones of the other.
Yeah.
Essentially, the bones of Two Cities.
Essentially had
they took the meat of the castles.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
So it's
I'd
nasty
reverse
ass
it.
skeleton.
I feel like this is more Between Two Cities than it is Castles.
Oh, definitely.
Because the biggest thing you're missing from this game is there is no auction. It's not really an auction, but there is no price thing where it's like, oh man, what do they want? I don't have to pay for anything. So at its heart, it is basically a replacement for Between Two Cities, but they add in that wonky castle building and specific tile placement, which Between Two Cities had.
It's like its scoring system. The room placement theme of it is what is kind of driving its end-game scoring.
Yeah. Exactly. Because, I mean, what really makes this game sing is exactly what you said. You have the final scoring, which Between Two Cities had, but here, there's just so much variety. Like, it's like, because, I mean, hell, just these 3 foods alone required so much, puzzle to, this needs to be connected to this, but this also needs... So each time, I feel like you have way more decisions to make in this one than you do in Between Two Cities. Between Two Cities, it's like, okay, yeah, obviously we're just going to put, that building there. We're gonna so it's not next to a factory or something like that. Here, it's like, well, this can go here, or it can go here, or way over here. Oh no, there's an outdoor building, so we can't put it there. You have a lot more thought into your cities.
Right, and you have to think a little bit ahead here with this one. Like, what tiles you're handing off, because you have to think of, like, what's running dry, what do I still need? And it's so interesting. Like you have to like plan to build completely different from each of your cities.
Yeah.
Or each of your castles.
Yeah.
Like because with me and Kat, I was like, oh, we're gonna have to build the mirrors. So that's where we were focused, and I was able to go, full utilities, and build off of that early game, and then that's kind of what constructed that from there. So you have to go completely different because if you mimic, you're gonna be hosed.
You're gonna be hosed because you're gonna sit there and I mean we saw it. Like I was going all living rooms on this one, and then I'm like, oh. Crap! We like I was really hoping that for some reason the living room was floating around and it never was. So we lost out on 8 points off of those. Kat, what do you like? What do you like about the game?
Well, I always enjoy tile laying.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fun. I like the matchingness of it. I just think probably my favorite part is just the interesting aspect between working like for yourself but with other people at the same time. I think not a lot of games do that. Like this is a like semi-cooperative that actually works.
Yep.
This is and that is hard to come by. So.
It really is. And I mean so because there's a lot of things that I'm trying to pick apart. So I mean essentially we can assume that this is basically between two cities. Which Stonemaier made, so it makes sense that they would kind of focus more on that one. And then because it says with Bezier Games, who made Castles. So it makes sense that they would focus more on their own game and then take in the theme of the other one. Because if it was reversed, it would probably be more just like than Castles with Between Two Cities mixed in. But the key differences that I think are important that we can talk about if we like or dislike, and there's really not that many. One, there's no pricing. So did you guys like that aspect of Castles of Mad King Ludwig, or do you feel like that's missing in this game?
No,
not
at all. No, this one definitely. I mean, well, they built it around cities, like you said.
Yeah.
I mean, which they had no room for a price system in this game. And I felt like it'd be shoehorned in. And
Yeah.
So
I think the lack of that is okay.
Yeah. So that was the easiest one to throw out. Now the biggest one is they kept the bonus cards in this one, which cities did not have. The expansion brought in like those end game ones that you could plan for.
Okay.
Remember so it's like if I can't remember specifically what the cards were, but they were like if you had the most of this one, then you got this many points, and then second place got this many points. So they had those in the expansion. But here they took the bonus cards from from castles.
Okay.
Of Mad King Ludwig. What do you guys think of the bonus cards?
They're pretty, beneficial. I mean, you guys saw here just random, like, well, if we pull this off, it's going to be 10 points.
But we got it early, which was awesome. So we were able to build for it.
That is true.
I mean, that one definitely had the most potential.
Yeah, they're still super random. But, I mean, I liked them in Castles of Mad King Ludwig, and I like them now. So.
I do, too. What do you think?
What's that?
You like the bonus cards?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, definitely to flavor up, when you get the threes.
Right.
I mean, each one of them definitely has a value to it. I mean, the food, just an extra free tile. Here you go, pick 5. It's any whatever you need, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the
They're
bonus
all very
cards.
valuable.
What intrigued me about these is that in castles you can basically get a bunch of them, and then you can just go for endgame scoring. Here you have to assign it to a castle, which is interesting because it's not just like, oh, here's mine, I'm going to get points for both of my castles. It's wherever it was placed. So now this is the only one that can score off that. And luckily you get to draw 3 and pick one. But I find that interesting because now you have another thought in which one am I going to focus on. Because here it's like we're going to get 10 points, but that 10 points might make it 70 to 30.
Right.
And it's like, crap, like that 10 points, or it could be like 60, 61 and be like, whatever, 52.
Well, yeah, right. It's just, I mean, because on your second castle, you got to think, so you weren't placing utility rooms. What were you placing? And you'll get that assigned bonus because their bonuses are all very balanced. I mean, granted, the food room can vary wildly. I mean, it could be just that right thing you need. Say we were dry on our living rooms, and that can just set off that one thing you needed. The living rooms, I mean, could be up to 10 points just if you're building for a symbol. But on averaging, you're looking at like 4 or 5. I mean, you're looking at about an average of 5 points on any one of these. Like fountain, 5. Flat 5. Tower, 5 has been our game average.
Yep.
Grand Foyer, it could go up to, what was it, 6, 7, 8. 8 potential points.
Yep.
Averaging, you're probably looking for 5.
Yep.
So they're all averaging about the same. You're like a 5-point net game.
That is true. That is true. But you can also, and that's the third thing. That's the biggest thing, are the bonuses for each of the rooms, which I think make this game elevate over the other two, as a comparison. Really, you're kind of comparing this to Between Two Cities more than anything. But because, like you just said, is the food room not only either can give you exactly what you need if we placed our third one and draw and be like, oh, thank God, there's the living room. Or you can be like, oh, okay, well, we only have 2 living rooms, and, like, so I can draw that, and that can get us our third one, which can hit another bonus. Or, hey, here's our third downstairs, which now, because you can essentially go for, based if you get 5 of a lot, you can go for all towers and just have, okay, well, there's 5 points there's 5 points there, or fountains, flat 5, like you said. So the bonuses, I think, are what makes this game really, really cool, and give you that extra layer of strategy. Is there anything you guys don't like about the game? Because there was, I will
say there's so many tiles, it's very hard to shuffle them.
we did our best. Like, whenever I drew that stack and it was like 5 sleeping rooms, and I was like, oh dear God.
Yeah.
I'm like, the good thing is the rotation. Another thing about this game is that, like, it's going to be one of those games, just like Seven Wonders, that is going to work. It plays up to 7. Like, that's radically interesting. Because in a 3-player game, what you do kind of miss, and this is even in Between Two Cities, is you do kind of miss that, like, 2 people are probably going to tie. Like,
yes,
unless you happen to do poorly on this one, and then I did poorly on this one, and then Kat did poorly on this, and I did poorly on that one. And that's just kind of how it rotates. But usually it was 60, 60, 61. So that was already out. So I tied for 60, you tied for 60.
Yeah, this is like the most balanced game I've ever seen.
I think so.
I just think they were wildly different builds on each one of them. Like, we built, like, concentrated rooms over here with utility.
That's true. Utilities, and then we went for, utilities, because that's where we got bonus.
We built utilities. Like, over here, we built mirrors. We need a symbol focus.
Yep. Here, I don't really, this one was kind of like the more, what's the word? Like, not balanced, but, like, the most...
We really went for it with that castle.
No, like, this has everything in it. Like, and we went... This one was
thematic castle.
I guess so, yeah, because here we went for theme in... like, we went for food. I think this one we kind of went for the bonuses, because here we went for the 3 food, which got us
focused on the
extra
star.
one.
Yeah.
Then we went for outdoors, which got us our fountain. Then we went for our living room, which got us our tower. So we kind of went for 3s, and then we went for endgame bonuses. So you're right, yeah, they were all radically different. And another aesthetically pleasing thing about the game is that, just kind of like castles, is you get to look and be like, huh, here's my weirdly themed castle that makes absolutely no sense, and I hate it. You don't have the weird layout, the different size tiles, like in castles, but here you upgrade that with beautiful artwork that Castles does not have in any way.
That is one thing, man. If they could just reskin it.
Yep, pretty much. So, yeah, you're right. Like, it ended up being a shared victory in two of the castles.
Yeah, I like, when Devin said 60, I was like...
Right? Like, whenever you're like, I did better than last time. Here, I was like, oh man, 61, that's not that good. Because it was only 4 points better than the last one, which, funny enough, the one you and I worked on ended up being the better castle. But I just love that. I love that. It's like, the better one, okay, that, because it thematically makes sense. If you look at it, the Mad King shows up, and he's like, oh, what the fuck is that one? Like, that's shit. You're fired.
You're all getting beheaded.
So, they're not negatives, but there are things to keep in mind. One, if you're thinking, if Between Two Cities and Castle Mad King Ludwig are any type of complication to play, which I don't think they really are, this one is basically add the complication of both of those together. Because this is kind of it's not a complicated game, but it's like, there's a lot to think about. Like, this game is definitely going to be prone to analysis paralysis, because you draw 9, and you're like, and unfortunately, kind of what Well, I feel like... Do you guys feel like that the start of the game isn't as solid? Like, whenever I'm sitting here with my 9 tiles, I'm like, I don't know which 2 to pick.
No, I think it makes it fluid, in my opinion.
Really?
Because you have so many options that you can just... I mean, yeah, if you're going to, like, overanalyze and be like, I need to know exactly where I'm going to go from right now, then yeah. I don't think that way. I think it's a good building.
Yeah. And I think the foyer kind of guides you.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, the throne room, yeah.
Or the throne
gives
room,
you a good start, something to work with.
Right.
Staring at this, hand of 9.
Hand of 9 tiles that all you're just like, I got to pick 2 of these because every time I get my hand of 9, I'm like, oh, these 2 go perfect together. Damn it! Okay, I need to... Hopefully I pass it on to someone and he's going to see that and find the combination. But yeah, you're right. Like, I'll rescind that because, yeah, you have the throne room where it's like, okay, and it's not broken. It's 4 points max, which isn't going to make or break the game.
I think that's cool how each of the throne rooms are a little different. They each different symbols, and they each have a different corner
icon
symbol.
And different placement sometimes of the tiles.
Right.
So the other one that I guess see, whenever we initially played this, we went for the very first time at 57. We got 12 points off of sleeping. Your first one...
Yeah.
Well, we got 12 points off of sleeping. How many points did you get off sleeping over there?
3!
On the first one.
Oh, the first one?
Either or.
4!
4, oh, okay. So, it's... Oh, because you probably only had one sleeping room. Because initially I was thinking the sleeping rooms are going to be OP. That's going to be the easiest to go for because they're worth 4 points and you just have to build around it. But I feel like if you're actually going the sleeping route, that's 4 points on every single one of them. But that means you didn't make any combinations for the other ones because you just built a bunch of sleeping rooms.
Right.
So there's definitely... So that was my initial thought of like, well, sleeping rooms are going to be the go-to. But not really because 12 points here and I got a 57 score and the other one... 2. 2 points over here and got a score of 61. Yeah, I mean, the game is just super balanced. I would definitely like to see it at a higher player count because then you're going to have, if it's me, Kat, you, and Josh, well, now you and Josh are working together, me and you are working together, but me and Josh aren't working. And now there's that, it adds that extra layer of like, oh, now Josh is getting a 30 and you got a 50 and I got a 50 and a 70, so now it's already radically different,
right?
And you're most likely not going to be getting a tie. Other than that, those aren't even really negatives. Like, everything has its strategy. Everything synergizes together. Synergistic. There we go.
Is that a word?
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it?
Synergism.
Yeah, it's just really cool. The extra icons just add another layer of flavor, a little more flavor to the pot with these artisans, where it's like, oh, hey, I'm going to place them around, and hey, there's, 12 points or 9 points or
Easy
things
points.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. Okay, so now here's the big question. Because since this is amalgamation of both Between Two Cities and Castle of Mad King Ludwig, do you guys think that it is worth keeping all 3?
I would say, honestly, in my opinion, I would almost ditch Between Two Cities.
That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like this one more than Two Cities.
Yeah.
And I still really enjoyed the Castle game.
Yeah.
It was
Castle.
fun.
And that's actually a really good point because that's going to be the question: is should I own Between Two Cities and Castles? Should I get this one? Absolutely, you should get this one because it makes both of those games it just makes both of them sing together. But like you said, this just adds so much more to Between Two Cities without making it like super brain burny.
Correct.
Now, even though Cities has the expansion, which kind of adds that extra oomph, this already has that extra oomph with a better theme. Like, I really like the theme. And Castles of Mad King Ludwig is radically different playing than this one.
I think, because how in succession do you know which one came out first?
So this one came out in 2018.
Okay.
And I never got it because I was like, well, why would I get it if I have the other two?
Right.
Well, now I know why.
Right.
But I can definitely look it up. So, Between Two Cities came out in 2015.
Between Two Cities came out in 2015.
Yep, and the expansion came out in 2017.
Oh, that's okay.
And then Castles
Yeah.
came out in 2014. So Castles came out a year before. And then I don't know if
Gotcha.
Castles has any expansions.
Okay, gotcha. I was
To
gonna
it.
say, I was like, they almost, mainly just because I thought Two Cities came out first. But they kind of did what like Marvel did, honestly. Like they were trying to like play around with their formula, and then finally they were like, okay, we've done these 2 games, let's smash them together. We know what works,
Right.
and this works really well.
Yeah, it's interesting because like I said, this came out in 2018. So, but I mean, it's 2 completely different companies. Mm-hmm. So that's also
that is true.
that's really neat that 2 companies could come together with radically different games and actually make a really good one. Because you would expect this to just be like a gimmicky game, be like really okay, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is the game is also it says 45 to 60 minutes. It's short. Like, but thinky that entire time you're involved each time, just being like, oh man, okay, which one?
Yeah, I mean, after that first, to break you in, that first game, it's going to start zipping right on by.
Yeah.
Because then you have an idea, you know what the builds are. And,
and that's just always a big positive with me. Like, that's what I liked about Castles so much, is like, just your fun level the whole time, and you're thinking and you're talking with your friends, and you're just laying shit down, or just trying to figure it out.
Or you can kind of give each other shit, like whenever it's like, oh, so you're going to focus on that one, huh? Well, good! That means this one's going to fail.
Eat shit!
No one was doing that
but you can even, because like, you can even be involved in someone else's build. Like, you'd be like, I want to put this one over there. It's like, well, if you put this one over there, you'll get these points, but because I want this one to come over here, and it'll benefit me as well as you. It's so good. And the fact that it's German castles also just makes me moist.
Give you a Euro boner.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And production quality is great. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really have a whole lot without just constantly nitpicking on like certain areas. So scale of 1 to 10.
I'm rating it first.
All right,
I'm just gonna start it off high. I like it just as much as Castles.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
9.5. Good deal.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Good points.
We played
good
it 2
points.
times in a row. Like it immediately one after another, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it's like, oh yeah, and then you kind of do better, and then because you're going to get that variety each stack of 9, and the organization, by the way, it's so good. Stonemeyer is really doing wonders with their inserts, because it's just like boom boom, okay, put a lid on that, and it goes in the box, and that's it. Devin.
I mean, it's pretty perfect for its size. I mean, how much does it cost?
That's it. Okay. So it was a review copy that they sent me, but they gave me an 80% discount on it. So I got it for like $18. But that's not fair to actually say. Here, let me pull it up real quick. So you can probably get this off Cool Stuff Inc. for an amount. Here we go. Between 2 castles. And eventually, if it pulls up, you can get it for... God! Okay, let's do Amazon. You would ask that. Because they didn't have it on Cool Stuff. Okay, between 2 castles. You can get it off Amazon for $36.
Well, that's
Wow.
not bad at all.
Retail, it looks like $45.
Wow.
Go to Amazon.
That's not bad.
And it looks like... Oh, no, that's an expansion to castles. Never mind. Yeah, so you can get it for $45 or $36 off Amazon.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good thinking game without being too much. I definitely up there with Cat. I'd give it a 9. I'll give it a 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
It was fun. I played again. It's very easy to set up, and the insert's great. The price is good. Yeah, 9, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So I mean, for everything that we said, for the fact that, like, everything that you just said, I mean, the price point, for just being able to get it, the fact that it took 2 fantastic games, I think I like it better than both of them. And it's just the right amount of thinking that you can bring almost anyone in without being like, hey, okay, so guys, I know this is gonna be a 6-hour game, and here's the rule book. And it's like, oh god, okay, so this tile does this, while this one, I mean, everything just makes sense. I'm honestly gonna give this game a 10.
Wow.
Like because I really like Between Two Cities. That cooperative, semi-cooperative nature was just unique. I can't think of a lot of games that are you want to work with both of your partners in an equal amount. Because, like, never once am I, like, trying to sabotage this one because that's going to hurt me.
Right.
So it's like, okay, well, I'm trying to do the best of both with these and just hope that the scores even out. And, I mean, short play time, like, great price point, great production quality. Yeah, I really... Even the negatives that I had were very hard nitpicky that I even took back because I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. So, yeah, this game is fantastic. You guys got any thoughts? Anything else?
No more thoughts. No.
I think we've said all we can say.
Good deal. So that's our thoughts on Between Two Castles of Mad King Ludwig. Let us know what you think of the game in the comments below. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.